Hello, my name is Isaac, and I play shooter games on the internet. Now, originally, this video was going to be about the Cold War reveal that happened yesterday, September 9th. However, I've got something a little closer to home that I'd like to talk about today. Now, I will say the Call of Duty Cold War reveal looked great. I'm very excited for the multiplayer. Not sure how I feel about score streaks not resetting on death. That's a little weird. But besides the point, game looks great. I'll definitely end up buying it more than likely. Very excited for the beta. Now, today I'd like to discuss depression and honestly mental illness in general. Now, I want to open this by saying I'm not a doctor, I'm not any kind of professional, not a psychiatrist. I'm just a dude that plays video games and talks about his experiences. So take what I say here with a grain of salt. If you experience mental illness, your experience may be different than mine. However, I will recommend, going to get help if you experience depression or any kind of mental illness. I understand it can be hard because it took me literal years to finally see a therapist. I understand it can be hard, but going to get help is one of the best things I've done. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So I've experienced depression or some kind of mental illness for about, I want to say, a good decade now. I'm 22, and ever since middle school, I've been having reoccurring thoughts of suicide. Now, this didn't really get bad until late in high school. It was there in middle school. I was like, man, I just don't want to be alive right now. But every middle schooler thinks like that. I feel like at some point, I think that's just part of the experience. But it really got serious in high school. In my senior year, I was bullied pretty constantly. I lost my best friend to suicide. I lost my dad to cancer a month after that. I ended up having to move, lost my home, everything. It was a bad time. And suicide was something that crossed my mind frequently. It was an everyday thought. I was like, I could just put a gun to my head and just blow my brains out right now, and I would be none the wiser. It was tough. Also, I'm going to cut in and say that this is not a scripted video, so everything you're hearing is just off the top of my head. That's how real this is. I don't want to put this to some kind of script, Anyway, middle school and high school is really where it kind of started. After high school, after experiencing so much loss, it just got worse and worse. I got into a home where I didn't feel happy. I felt pretty scrutinized constantly. I was under mental anguish every day. My grades in college were slipping. I was hardly going some days. I wouldn't eat. I tried to play video games to escape, but I couldn't focus on these games because I was too busy wanting to fucking kill myself. Now, luckily I can laugh about this stuff now because all of this I luckily don't deal with as seriously anymore. I haven't had a bad depressive episode in a hot minute. So I feel like I can look back and laugh at these experiences and just be like, oh, wow, there really wasn't much wrong there. But depression is a real thing. Like, I know it's almost gets romanticized in today's culture, which pisses me off to no end. It's not something that should be taken lightly. This series called 13 Reasons Why came out on Netflix a few years ago, and I saw so many people trying to romanticize the relationship between the two main characters. I can't even remember their fucking names at this point. I think it was like, what was the girl's name? Laura? I can't remember. But it's been that long. But these characters are trying to romanticize this, like, suicide and like, oh man, it's so beautiful, she committed suicide, now dude's in love with her and he should have realized, and like, no, shut up. Depression isn't something that can be cured by your crush liking you back. Does it help? Yeah, it's always dope to, get a girlfriend. That'll help, but that's not gonna cure your fucking depression. Like, that's a chemical imbalance in your brain. That's not gonna be fixed by one thing changing in your life. And it's gotten to the point where society tends to romanticize this stuff in all our media. You see people telling each other to kill themselves like it's nothing. Granted, I'm guilty of it too, especially when I'm raging in Call of Duty. But it's something that needs to be addressed as a whole, I think. I think we need to take mental illness more seriously. I think more funding needs to go towards helping out the people that are seeking help. There's many people that are feeling these ways. You know, they're wanting to kill themselves at ages 13 and 14, and you know, their parents don't care. They're just like, oh, it's just a phase. Their teachers are like, oh, you're just getting bullied, you'll be fine. And then this kid hangs himself, and everyone's like, why didn't we see the signs? Why didn't we help? The signs were there. You had ample opportunity to help, but you chose to believe that it's just a phase and that this is going to go away in a month. Mental illness doesn't just go away without help. That's a rare situation. You need to listen to these people. You need to help them when they ask for it. Be there for them. Don't just sit there and say, oh, you're just making this up. You're just looking for attention. Are there people that feign depression and mental illness to get attention? Sadly, yes, there is. They do exist, and that sucks. However, don't try and say that everyone who's battling with depression is looking for attention. Because I can tell you for a fact, I'm only making this video because I felt inspired to talk about, you know, what I dealt with. And even then, I've hardly touched on that. I'm trying to focus more on others. I just don't want people to deal with depression and feel like they don't have anyone to talk to. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, I don't have a lot of viewers, but if any of you watching this ever feels like you're gonna take your own life, or you're thinking about self-harm, you're thinking about running away from your home, anything like that, please reach out to me. I'll have my social media down in the description. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Because my best friend Chris killed himself, and he didn't reach out to anybody, and we had no idea. And I think about him every day. It's been 4 years now, almost 5 years, and I still think about him every single day. Like, he could have reached out to me. I should have reached out to him. I should have noticed the signs, honestly. Just don't hesitate to try and get help, even if it's not professional help. Just go talk to your friends, like, vent about your frustrations, vent about what's going on, and see if you can find a solution for what's got you down. I know that's easier said than done, and I know in a lot of cases it's just straight up impossible, but it's worth a try. I'm lucky that I managed to, you know, beat what was causing me to feel depressed. I got lucky here. It's hard to beat this without help. And I finally got help just very recently when I entered another fairly serious depressive episode. I'm still battling these thoughts. There'll be random times where I'll just be chilling and I'm like, I should buy a shotgun and kill myself. You know, it just pops up and it stays in my head. You know, it's hard to deal with these kind of things. I'm lucky enough to have a friend group that supports me and loves me. And I'm here for any of you guys. Like I said a while ago, if you need to reach out to anybody, please just come talk to me. If you're feeling any kind of, you know, wanting to hurt yourself anyway, please come talk to me. I don't care what time it is. I will answer you as soon as I possibly can. Don't fight it alone. And if not me, go talk to your actual friends. Talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend, your parents, you know, any kind of family member you trust. Talk to somebody, because you don't need to battle it alone. I did, and I'd much rather. I wish I would have reached out to somebody, you know? It's hard. It's hard to fight it alone. Don't go through that battle. Now, that's really most of what I wanted to talk about. I just want to put that message out there that if you need help, I'm here for you. I'm going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday if you like the gameplay that I put underneath. I promise my streams are a lot more high energy and upbeat than this, so if you're looking to just come talk, like, and keep it in a casual environment, come check out his stream, or you can just hit me up sometime, you know. But I'll be making more videos. Sorry I haven't made anything in like a year and a half or so. I promise I'm going to be making more content. I'm feeling a lot more motivated with it, and I want to make this go places. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you giving my content a chance so much. Cheers, guys.